Okay, so this is a Photoshop file that's open and it's a plan view of a bedroom design. And what we want to do is to put some material and some colours into some various different places on the picture. So I'm going to go through it quite quickly, but what I'm going to do is make some different layers that we can put things into. I've already downloaded some material samples, so I'm going to open those as well as this one. So I'm just going to go File and Open, and I've got a selection here. I'm just going to randomly choose, I think, those 4 and just say Open. So I've got these extra tabs along the at the top here, but we'll use those in a minute. So first thing I'm going to do, on my background layer here, there's no other layers at the moment, but I've got my layers tab open. That's the main one I'm going to be working with. I'm going to use the magic selection tool, the quick selection tool, which is this one here, and I'm going to select areas. So I'm going to go inside this Duna cover, and I'm going to click in there, and you can see the marching ants going around it. While that's selected, I'm going to come down the bottom here, and I'm going to click on this create a new group icon. And at the same time, while that's still there, I'm going to click Add a Layer Mask. Now what you see, this black area shows, and it's got a white area highlighted, which is the area I selected. So I'm going to name this and call it Duna. In fact, I'm going to call it Duvet, because that's what I call it. I'm going to click back on the background area. I'm going to select these pillows, and if I hold down Shift, I can select both of them, so you can see the marching ants around those two. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to create a group, then I'm going to create a masking area, and I'm going to name it and call them pillows. And I'm going to try and do the whole of the floor as well. So I don't want to get this bit here, which is the tricky bit, so I just want to get this area that I'm going to see. So I'm going to drag around. That's no good, so Control D to undo. I'm going to stay inside this area. Okay, made a rookie mistake. I'm not on the correct layer. I need to be on the background layer. Here we go. There we go. That's much better. I'm going to select around here. I'm going to select down. So I've got all the areas I want, except I wouldn't see this doorway here. The doorway is taken up. That would be a different type of floor surface. So we might have carpet or wood in here. We probably have tile in the bathroom. So I want to get rid of this bit. At the moment I'm on plus. So I'm going to go up to here on the tool, and I'm going to choose minus. So now I can get rid of bits of selection. You can see me moving it back, and I'm going to do that roughly to try and get it lined up. That's pretty good. Same thing, I come over here, new group, new selection layer, and then name it, and I'm just going to call this one floor. Okay, so I'm going to basically put some different types of designs into those areas. So first one I'm going to go for, I'll do it in the order that I did it in. I'll start with the duvet, and I'm going to come up here, and I'm going to choose a colour. So if I want this colour to be my duvet, I'm going to do Control A to select it all, and Control C to select it. Okay, come back to where I was, make sure I'm on this correct layer. It's no good being here. I need to be on the layer I want to put the colour on, and I'm going to do Control V and paste that in, and you can see that goes straight in. Now if I use my selection tool up here, I can move that pattern around. You can see that control handles here, so if I want to make the pattern denser or bigger or smaller, I can hold Shift and I can drag the pattern down to change what the pattern looks like. I can even come up here and rotate the pattern if I wanted to make it go in a different direction. I don't think I do. That doesn't look very nice, so I'm going to leave that like that for the moment, and that will do. So what am I going to do next? I'm just going to tick up here to say that's good, and I'm going to find myself another colour. Maybe this is going to be for the pillowcases. So same thing, Control A, Control C to copy, come back to my drawing, come onto the correct layer, Control V, and it'll pop them in. And all I've got to do then is move this layer around, move the image around itself to get the sizes I kind of want for it, and position it the way that I want. So I'm going to leave that like that. Last one I'm going to do there then is the floor area. So let's tick that one to say that's okay. I'm going to come up to the oak flooring. So these are just JPEG images I've downloaded off the internet. Bigger the better in terms of quality. Control A, Control C, go back to our design, click onto the floor this time, do Control V to paste it in there, and there's my floor. Now all I've got to do with this floor area is exactly the same thing. I need to expand it or close it down to actually produce, oops, scrolled up too far there, to produce the area I want, and if I wanted the wood grain to be going the other way, I'll just swing it around and rotate it through 90 degrees. You can see that I've left a gap along there, so if I move it across a little bit, that's covering all the areas that I originally selected. So these will be cupboards and TVs and things, so I don't want to do anything with those. Now the last thing is, if I want to just put a bit of colour in something, so instead of putting an actual image in, or a texture or a fabric or something like that, I just want to put some colour in, I can do that as well. So I can do that quite easily. I don't need to create this masking layer, I just need to make a layer with a selection on. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go back to my background layer, I'm going to use my quick selection tool again. I'm just going to grab this little seat here. Now I need to make sure it's on plus, not minus, and I'm going to zoom in on this to show you a little bit closer. So there's the area I want. I'm going to select that area. There's my marching ants, saying that's the selected area. I'm going to create a new layer this time, and on that layer now I can basically put some colour in. So if I want to go for my paint fill or gradient, I'll go for paint bucket, choose a colour, doesn't really matter what colour for now, I can change it, and I click in there. Okay, I can make that into a selection if I want to change later on. So if I wanted to do the same thing, I can click up here and make that into a selection area, then I can come back to it at a later date and change that selection if I choose to. And that's pretty much all you need to know. Good luck.